All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to another weekly squeeze session. Every Sunday we look at our plan for the week, trading patterns, the money calendar. Your host E.O.Breakers and Karthik.
Yeah. Hi, E.O. How are you?
Good, Karthik. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. And this is the session where fortunes are made, identifying the trends. Hopefully, you guys can see where the markets are going to be next week. And then E.O. is going to give a lot of insights on crypto this week as well. So let's rock and roll.
All right, Karthik, let's start with your market view, and then we go into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I will jump in on your market view as well with some of the setups we've been looking at. I'll in the meantime capture some of the screenshots for the money calendar on the website for our team, and then we can look at the weekly squeeze as well.
Okay, perfect. So let's do that. Let's go back. A couple of things to note for the upcoming week as we look at the markets. The big event next week is going to be the Jackson Hole Symposium that starts on Thursday. So watch for the significant volatility during those days. Thursday is day one, but Friday at 10 a.m. is when Powell is on the mic. So expect some volatility with respect to bonds, markets. These 2 days could be kind of potentially market moving events, depending upon the news that may come out of the Jackson Hole Symposium. With that said, a couple of other sessions. The core PCE is on Friday. I'm sure Powell will have those news up front before he speaks at 10 a.m. So core PCE, I think, is around 8:30 Eastern. So that should be interesting to watch in terms of the market. But overall, I would think, based on the price action last week, let's take a quick look at NQ. I think that's kind of the one that I'm generally focused on. Let's go back to the daily chart here for a second. So, the market pulled back pretty well last week in terms of the price ranges where you would typically entertain kind of a long position for me. This 34 EMA is the zone, which was a pretty long, pretty pullback, was a pretty nice pullback to get a long position entered into. And once you kind of, nobody knows what happens next, right? So for the upcoming week, I am generally kind of bullish. This market is, I think, what should I say? You don't expect any pullbacks are being bought, so people are buying any pullbacks, especially when it comes to NQ and the ES. So still, it's a double green kind of market with the squeeze on. I'm thinking this potentially the market's going to squeeze up to the long side. I'm not seeing any sell signals unless and until something drastically changes next Thursday and Friday. So I am leaning bullish from Monday through Wednesday and probably Thursday as well, and then look for any price action on Friday based on the Powell's comments that may come out of Jackson Hole. So that's kind of my game plan for NQ. I'm at this point in time, I'm trying to keep most of my activities on trading on an intraday basis, mostly focused on from my what do you call, from 9:30 Eastern to 11:30 Eastern, the European time, the close. So I'm kind of mostly focused on trading NQ on an intraday basis, and my directional bias is to the long side since it's above the VWAP and all these kind of moving averages that I look at. The similar analysis goes for my ES as well. If you look at that again, it's above my VWAP zones that I look at. The trend, it's double green, bullish market. So please trade this on the bullish side. And my intraday basis, this is going to be, I'm trading this on a directionally upside bias going into next week, into Thursday and Friday as well. So with that said, do you want to cover your insights into the markets? Then we can discuss the sector sentiment and some of the other.
Let me share the SPY chart that we've been looking at together. Let's see. Can you see it? Let me see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Right. So this was the chart. We were kind of looking at for the historical behavior, and this is when we shorted, right, somewhere around here. And it did come down. It's like you got these 1 to 4 candle corrections, and I kind of did a pattern repeat of these three. If we have the same pattern repeat again, this is a daily SPY chart for S&P. As you can see, every 22, 23 days, we got a 1 to 4 candle pullback. And then, I was kind of, my actual price target was way down here at 430, 432. I did a vertical 445, 435, which worked out great. But, I was hoping that, we would continue. But, the pattern is, if it repeats one more time, this is the 4th time, we could go as high as like 455, 460s on SPY. This next move had just started. We have good amount of time on the bullish side. You see the VWAP is turning. You guys, look at this daily chart. Every time this VWAP turns and we're money flow green and you get a green trigger wave buy signal, this is when it's confirmed. But we are right now here, so we get an early perspective on the, at least going back to the mean. And then if we get a momentum wave turn here with the green dot, it's going to become a buy signal right here. So anytime, anything above, 444, you have a confirmed buy signal for the next leg up. And look at this, Karthik. I mean, this is a really bullish chart, and it's been repeating the same pattern. Who knows what causes this pattern to happen like this, but it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to short this market. It's you don't pick the tops or the bottoms. You look at the market making higher highs and higher lows as well. So unless the trend is broken, you should probably. I think we should all stick to the long side of this
right
market.
Now. Yeah, I agree. I think this is the turning point.
Yeah.
Unless we roll over from here. There's no trend change at this point.
Exactly.
Let's go back to you for the your market view.
Yeah, let's check on a couple of other things that I'm watching the upcoming week. Let's look at the sector sentiment. So,
by the way, Janak says hi. Hi, Janak. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Janak, how are you? So here, I think the biggest thing that I want to kind of note here is the Semiconductor Index. It's almost reached to the over oversold region. So I think this is one of the sectors we need to keep an eye on in terms of kind of next week. If there's any pullback in the semi, we probably can look for relative outperformance in this sector to kind of get long. This is basically the sentiment indicator that I kind of look at. If it's at the red zone, it's kind of the overbought zone, and this green is the oversold region. Somewhere in the middle is basically it's neutral. So I think this is one market that I'm keeping an eye on. And the next one is the XLY, which is the consumer discretionary, which is Amazon and Tesla. It's pretty close to the oversold region. Maybe we can kind of pull back a little bit and then give us an opportunity to get into Amazon and Tesla as well. The last thing here on this is the energy sector. Take a look at this. It's kind of oversold, then had a little bit of spike up, but coming back again to the oversold region. This and the XOP, which is the oil producers as well. So that could be one of the key sectors to watch for the upcoming week if there's any movement in those. With that said, let's just quickly look at the crude oil, kind of where the sentiment is. I just want to show you guys one more chart that I pulled for you guys, which is specifically the crude sentiment. Again, this is kind of a little bit different source, but it's showing the same thing on this sentiment as well. The green is kind of the oversold, where you could kind of get long. I think we're coming back here, so this could be potentially a long trigger for me. When I say that, I need to go back and look at the chart as well to see if there are indicators that lines up the way I kind of look at any market, right? Like if you look at the market here, this is the crude chart, the October crude oil futures. Take a look at this. I think this could be a good kind of buy zone for me, which is the white dots are the 200 EMA, which is the 200 propulsion dots. So this is a good kind of buying zone. Even though the market has squeezed to the downside, I mean, you could kind of entertain a trade here with the minimal risk kind of thing. Just if it comes below this 200 EMA, I would try to get out. There's one thing that I'm personally watching. I'm trying to see if I can get like this is my Ready Aim Fire Pro, which indicates an oversold trigger for me. This is saying just be ready. I'm not still have the aim and the signal for it, but I think this should probably give us some kind of a buy trigger to get long, in addition to the 200 propulsion dot. So that's kind of the trade for the upcoming week on the crude, which matches to the sentiment as well as the charts associated with crude. So that's kind of the high level things that I had to discuss with the group today. So
you were talking about semiconductors earlier, like they're oversold. I was looking at AMD. AMD chart looks really good. If you take a look, at least on Market Cipher on the daily, it looks like it's doing a symmetrical move as it did in the past. May have one or two more days to the downside, but then it looks like a really good buy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's in a great spot to kind of my entry zones as well. I'm just looking at one more chart here to see if I can get some additional perspective, but I think it's in a good buy zone for me.
Let me show you if there is Market Cipher.
Okay.
If you want to finish your view on the AMD.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I think this, I have a voodoo line here that I kind of watching around 97. I'm not sure if we'll get that next week, but that could be a good buy zone to enter into, and some of the patterns that I look at also giving me a trigger somewhere in the zone here. Anywhere between 94 to 99 could be a good buy zone for AMD. That's a good catch here. I like AMD actually. So if you can get some pullback here, so let's kind of load up on it.
So this is what I'm looking at. So on the daily chart. So as you can see, you see last time it did this, you got VWAP turning first, green money flow, and then momentum wave turn, and you got a trigger buy. So we can wait for the confirmed buy signal, or we probably want, like this thing, it's looking like this right now. If you want to have an aggressive buy before the momentum wave turn, this may be it this week. So anywhere here, 104, 104 to 102. This would be a buy zone. Let me, obviously that's the aggressive one. So I would do like right here.
Yeah.
This is on the daily. So if we do I'm looking for the pattern. So if you do, I mean, obviously it's not going to do, like, I don't know if it'll do this again, but if you do that, the pattern repeats itself. You're gonna get something like this. It's probably not gonna work the same way this time, but at least we need to wait till the trigger wave, then I can do the pattern perspective. But the symmetry I like. Look at these. I mean, this symmetry I really like.
Yeah.
And we're at the median. We're at the median. This is a buy. I'm going to be looking for long positions on AMD. Let me see if 4 hour is a buy already. Yeah, 4 hour has a trigger wave. So you have the bigger wave, smaller wave. This one was a trigger here, but this is still one big wave. This is a trigger buy. It could still do a fake out, obviously, but I like the fact that we're kind of in this zone where it reacted last time like this. And at the very least, you have a 5-point move, worst case scenario. But if it is going to continue its bullish move, you probably have a really good trade here. So I would do this. So this line is where you buy, and this is in the buy zone. I like the 4 hour. So let's save this. So we should definitely take a look at AMD.
Yeah. Does the blood diamond, does it bother you? I see it. It's a big one or a small one? I think.
No. So it's the 4 hour blood diamond. Let's see. No, it's a good question. Let's take a look. How did it react in the past? See, small pullback. So I like this. Like the previous one was also a small pullback.
Okay.
At the mean. Let me see if there's another blood diamond. How did it react? I don't want to see like a blood diamonds with a lot of big pullbacks afterwards. See, like this, like on the 4 hour chart, blood diamond really is a small pullback. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I would never short the blood diamond on AMD chart. Like you can see that it doesn't give you enough move.
Agreed.
That's
okay.
Like, this was one of the best pullbacks, I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, that's a good one. It's right at the 21 exponential moving average. So that's pretty good buy.
And it's by the trend line. Let me see if the trend line goes. Where does it go? Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best on the 4 hour.
Yeah,
You should definitely take a look at this. I think, though, the weekly chart probably sucks. Let me see. All right, no, the weekly is making a kind of bull flag type formation, so this is good. So we may actually hang out around here, a few more bars. Something like this might happen.
Yeah. Let's look at your money calendar as well and see if there's any interest in semis for next week. So.
Yeah, actually, let me do that. So I need to stop this and take us to the money calendar. All right, so this is what I was doing. So if you look at 23rd, look what we have at the top of the money calendar with 100% win rate, Amazon. If you enter a trade tomorrow on Amazon, you buy and sell it on September 7th, you have 100% win rate over the last 10 years.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think that money calendar for this month was it was off by 1 week. But we had Amazon last week as well. So last week was a pullback, even though Amazon kind of at the end of the day maintained 3,200 pretty much. But we're kind of getting more and more historical data indicative of bullish trend on Amazon. So I like seeing that. Let me see. Oh yeah, I posted the. Let me go back to the search results. So we also have NVIDIA, but I think NVIDIA already started its move. If you looked at the chart. Oh, CRM has earnings, right?
Let me look.
CRM is on the list.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, August 25th. Next week. So, I guess this week. So.
And then Booking is there, 9 out of 10. Interesting. I have to look at Booking as well. Booking has typically a big option slippage, but if you have a good entry price, you get a really good return on your option trades.
Did you say NVIDIA was 100% as well on your list?
NVIDIA was 90%, 9 out of 10. But I mean, it looks pretty solid. Last 4 years, pretty big winner.
Yeah,
but it already started its move, I think.
You're right. I mean, I think it's still. I'm looking for a potential breakout in NVIDIA. Actually, if you get some pullback, could be a good buy, and then can rock and roll to the upside with the squeeze, with the daily squeeze on. It would be interesting to kind of watch that as well.
Oh, we have a daily squeeze. Let me see. So. Let me see. So daily. Yeah, it already started so it also has a nice W pattern here.
Yeah, right.
So you have this, okay? So what you want to see is if this is the, if this is the neckline, kind of, and then let's kind of measure from here to here. Let's do a little conservative, that's fine. So if we break this, our immediate target is 220. Where are we at? So $20 move is possible. Look at this on Market Cipher. We have the VWAP just turned. We have a trigger wave buy. And you have a W pattern breaking up. So the only caveat is on daily. you guys know my rule, right? This Heikin-Ashi candle, we could end up pulling back to 200. That would be my buy zone. So
that'll be awesome. That's kind of what I'm looking for as well. If there's some pullback in that, which I think we may get some pullback next week, could be a potential entry there, and for a long, maybe 35 to 40 days call options would be kind of interesting to look at. Yeah.
You see what it did in the past with the same type of wave. So even though these bigger waves coming smaller, and then you have these bigger waves coming smaller, you kind of have the consolidation. Typically want the confirmation to happen. So we're like kind of like over here in the early stages. Oops. Okay, so I think NVIDIA, AMD, just because of also it's aligned with your sentiment analysis too, so I like it. So 220 is possible. We could probably do a October options.
Yep.
Monthly.
Yeah, I see. I may see a good support here at 205, which is the voodoo tree line at 205. Could be kind of acting as a good support to get long into when we get some pullback next week.
Yeah, so you're saying perhaps 205 as a buy?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm looking at right now.
All right, I like that. Let's okay. So do you want to take a look at AMAT?
Or AMAT. Let's look at that. Is that on your money calendar, right?
Let me see. That's Janak request. But let me see if it's on.
Okay. Let's look at this. I have my AMAT chart, Janak. Let's see. I don't know if you're still long on or short on this one, but looks like they had some earnings last week. I mean, it's kind of, if you look at the range it's been trading in for since March, the way I kind of look at this is, anywhere between the region here, you kind of buy zone and sell zone kind of thing. Looks like the ready aim fire is about to trigger. Looks like we got a ready signal. So just wait for the aim and the fire kind of to trigger, and potentially, I think this voodoo snow line should act as a potential support here, the white line here. Maybe we can get some triggers on the buy side if you are thinking of a long in this zone around $127. So, but wait for the RAF Pro to fire before you kind of take the long signal. That's kind of my takeaway on AMAT, Janak. Hope that helps.
All right, let me go back to money calendar. So this is the 25th. Did you do 24th? I think I did 24th, right? So 24th, we had FedEx, 9 out of 10. NVIDIA is still on, and CRM. Let's see. And then 25th. Just typically looking at the top 5 guys, kind of, and the 100%. If I see any 100% that are like above power meter showing above 30. So we have Microsoft at the top. Let me see. Yeah, it's not so exciting. So the Wednesday is not that exciting day. 26. Yeah, booking again. 9 out of 10. Thursday, and it's at the top of the list. So I think maybe that's a seasonal thing. I don't know what happens with the pandemic extensions, etc. But it may be something for us to take a look.
Yeah, the chart look hideous though, right? On booking, if you take a look at the chart.
That's why we have to look at it with Market Cipher. It probably looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then Netflix is here. Interesting. I think it already moved a lot, so I'm not sure I will do anything.
So overall, the market is bullish, right, for next week based on the calendar?
Okay. Yes. Oh, booking gets a lot better on Friday. Oh my God. So, and NVIDIA as well. We get higher power meter. So we're going to have to, let me see. We're going to have to look at the booking chart one more time.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, that's interesting. I'm quickly scanning my 1 hour and 4 hour charts here to see if there's any buy triggers.
Let me see what I see here. I get really good fills. Oh, we have a blood diamond on daily. Let me see. Historically, didn't react very well. Blood diamond. Yeah, they're all short pullbacks. Okay. Let me see. It looks like we're getting a bigger negative money flow, so I wouldn't do anything on daily. Yeah, this looks like a nice short, to be honest. Maybe by Friday it changes. I don't think so. Oh, okay. So Wednesday, so weekly shows a consolidation, something similar to here. So now we need to see how this week concludes. If this way turns and it gives a weekly buy signal, then it may be the beginning of something new. Yeah, 1 hour is showing exhaustion. You have 4 options.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not the best one.
Yeah, I may have some buy triggers. Let me just quickly give my kind of takeaway on booking here. Maybe a good chance to get in. I see a couple of things here. The deep crap pattern that I look at, we could enter into a zone here. That's kind of my potential reversal zone that I call. So we could kind of in the range, I think anywhere $19.95 or $2,000, we could probably get a long buy zone. But you should probably wait for my ready aim fire to trigger as well. I think which is coming towards the oversold region. So if we get this trigger here, plus there is range around $2,000, I think this pattern here that I look at can be a good trigger to the upside. I think I have some Keltner channels coming in here too. At least you get the zones in here, potentially get back into like 2150, which is from 2,000 to 150, like $150 potential move to the upside if booking kind of wants to go to the long side. I think I like this pattern actually. There's like triple bottom here, like 1, 2, 3. Like you'll see the triple bottom. I mean, I can make a case for to the long side, but just wait for this deep crap pattern that kind of to evolve and see if I can get the buy triggers in this price zone between 1995 and somewhere around $2,000, which is also my tree line, voodoo tree line, could be a good long entry for a move up to 2150. So that's kind of my takeaway on booking with money calendar in place. I think
ABCD and harmonic stuff is new on your charts. You weren't using that before. Do you like it?
Yeah. No, I've started liking it. I'm studying more and more on the charts. This is just an indicator that I put on my charts since last week. I'm still kind of getting my kind of game plan for all the harmonic patterns. but I think it's been studying this for a week. So generally I would like to study it for like more than 3 to 4 months before I kind of call trades out of this. But since I saw a trigger on booking on a 4-hour chart, I said let's kind of share that with the team to see if there is any triggers that kind of get into a potential trade on booking. And obviously, you don't use all this in isolation. Make sure you line up with your setups and some of the things that you look at and see if it makes sense together, and then you potentially take the triggers. Like I think this voodoo tree line, along with the zones in here, with the harmonic kind of zones, where there could be potential reversal to the upside, is the way kind of I'm thinking on booking. Yeah, EO. I'll share more on my harmonic pattern once I finish all my study and research on my charts.
I love it. Okay. Should we take a look at squeeze scans?
Yeah, let's do that too.
Let me share. Where's my scan? All right. All right. So let's do. Let's do red dot squeezes first. Let's do the. I'm not sure if they'll be in the weekly, but let's take a look at the weekly. Wow, we have tons of weekly. So look at it, LRCX. I think we had looked at Lam Research before. Look at the number. I mean, we predicted the upside. I mean, that thing moved last time on the weekly squeeze list. That's crazy. If we had taken that, obviously, it looks like it's pulling back. Should probably take a look at the chart, but it has a weekly squeeze. MasterCard has a weekly squeeze. IWM does. So maybe that goes with the FedEx. Wow, all these guys have weekly squeezes. Holy shit, everything is weekly squeeze. This is a pretty long weekly squeeze. It's gonna be, yeah, we might get squeezed to the upside. And a lot of things, actually. Let me save this because we can look at the daily as well. I'm just gonna take the visible part. Let's do the daily. Wow, look at Google. I mean, how much more Google can go up?
That's Google is crazy, right? So
yeah, this is the daily, Karthik.
Yeah.
Look, NVIDIA has daily squeeze as well, or no? Yeah.
NVIDIA, yeah, right.
QQQ. I mean, yeah, Shop. We knew about Shop. All right, and then let me run one for orange dot squeeze. Yeah, I'm gonna do weekly first. Wow, that's also a big list. MAT is on here, IWM. All right, so that's daily. I mean, that's weekly. Let's do the daily. I guess some of those red dot squeezes are orange dot squeezes, really. Yeah, I mean, we have workday, QQQ. We should take a look at some of these, Karthik.
Yeah.
We should take a look at QQQ. Do you wanna look at QQQ, and I'll prepare on my.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I mentioned QQQ before. I guess I talked about NQ futures.
Yeah.
So
With the squeeze now.
Yeah, I mean, the targets. I mean, I'm not good at kind of finding the targets, but I think you could buy any pullbacks in NQQQ. The only issue.
Daily looks really good. Wow.
Right. So it's still.
It's going to give a momentum trigger wave buy signal with VWAP coming up to the. Yeah, it looks really good.
What time frame are you looking at?
I was looking at daily chart.
Okay. There's a couple of things that I was observing. I'm just going to pull up an hourly chart here. There was some sell zones that was popping up when I looked at it yesterday. I guess that's not what I see right now. Maybe it's on NQ. Let's just give me 1 second. Let's just go back to NQ here. There could be a trade here based on an hourly time frame. This is the harmonic pattern that I'm looking at, but this could be on a short-term basis. The region that I'm looking at to kind of do a trade to the short side, again, I mean, this is on an intraday basis, but EO is talking about the weekly squeeze. But anyway, it could kind of potentially go up to this 15,400 region if you ask me for a target. And that's where I am thinking of putting on some short position for my for the harmonics pattern that I'm kind of watching. But EO, I think, yes, I am bullish, but for some kind of, if the price moves up to this area here, that I want to get short is the way I'm looking at it. But like you said, if you want to kind of look at your market cipher stuff and see if you can come up with a target or something, maybe we could look for some 35 to 40 days call options on QQQ. I mean, it would have been an ideal buy on Thursday, I think, when it pulled back into my 34 EMA wave that I generally look at. But it's kind of left my buy zone. So I would like to wait until the price pulls back to the zone around 15,000 or 14,009. Close to 15,000 would be a good buy for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think yeah, I see the same thing. I think I like the VWAP turn, the trigger wave buy on NQ. So if I can do a little bit of a price target thing. The last time we had a trigger wave like this is how much we moved. The same pattern almost here. So so we had the trigger wave right here. You would, based on market cipher on the daily chart, you could, oh shoot, you would go up like, with this squeeze, you could hit 16,000. That's what I would short. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and this thing looks, look at this chart kind of stepping back. It does have, I agree with you. I think I wouldn't wait till that much. I think 15,600 is probably
Yeah.
I wouldn't short, but I would look at the price action at that point and then decide, because that would be the 3 ATR move on daily. Let me see on the weekly what we see. Yeah, weekly seems like it's doing a consolidation, but the VWAP is turning. It's all green money flow. So we may consolidate here a little bit before continued upside move. So
no, that 16,000 target EO that actually looks pretty reasonable. If you go back, I'm looking at my voodoo line here. There's a 16,650 is my voodoo fire line, which is kind of pretty strong, kind of magnet where the price can go. It could be. I mean, I'm not saying it can go in next couple of months, but I think that could be a good target to kind of aim for. From a longer term basis. I mean, if you look at NQ on a weekly basis, it's last 4 to 5 weeks, it's been consolidating in one range. I mean, it's almost right there. So I'm thinking if there is no taper tantrums coming out of Jackson Hole on Thursday and Friday, we could probably see potential market to the upside. And I think we should probably lean towards bullish side from a QQQ calls and kind of load up on pullbacks. Any pullbacks would be a buying opportunity. I think that's kind of my takeaway.
I like this orange dot squeeze.
I mean, have you been studying the orange dot squeezes before? I mean, I have not. I know I don't know what the probability kind of success rate on those orange dot squeezes.
They're high. I mean, they're high compression squeezes. So, like, I mean, this one here was to the downside. This one here was to the upside. Even though you have to go through this pain here. This is daily, right? Yeah. You have to look at this. Like, I like having this on daily with a histogram that's kind of leaning towards positive with money flow green and VWAP moving into positive zone. This could be an explosive move to the upside. We may get in the next. This is like, we could get next 2-3 weeks an explosive move to the upside and just make a really all-time high top that we could crash from. The crash would be more painful that way. I think a massive topping pattern is coming.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with you on that actually. So,
this could be an explosive move to the upside. Just looking at like the previous moves. Yeah, I mean,
if you have few minutes, can you look at September calendar as well and see how it's lined up?
Let's take a look.
I know historically August and September kind of is a bearish sentiment, but see if anything pops up there. Just a quick snapshot would be helpful.
Let's take a look. Where's my... Okay. So... So look at this, September. Wow. So looks like we will have some nasty days.
Yeah.
Save this as well. So until like mid-September, we can try to get whatever we can for out of the market, and then think about bearish patterns for after mid-September. This is interesting. I don't know if is October on here. October is on bullish. Look at October. Oh my God.
Yeah. Seasonality for, I think September you buy the pullback and then hang on to till the year end for October, November, and December kind of thing. So I think that's what I was leaning towards. But looks like your charts are confirming that September we could see some pullbacks.
Yeah. Should we take a look at crypto a little bit?
Let's do that. That's your baby.
Let's see. All right. All right. So let's look at Bitcoin. On the daily chart, we continue to look pretty bullish. Obviously, market cipher indicates a little bit of consolidation. I like seeing these double bottoms that typically resolve into big moves to the upside. Let me just see. I like looking at higher time frames. Look at this weekly. Even though VWAP is about to turn, so we may get a consolidation here. So I think the rejection on 50K level, it may happen. We'll see how this VWAP reacts to that. But the money flow green, VWAP on the positive, but it's turning towards the zero line. Momentum wave still has some room to go to the upside. So we could get a momentum wave like this. So that may give us, this is a weekly chart, so we may get a few more weeks. So we may break the 51K easily and go up to 55, 56K. That would be the next level. Just looking at it, so you would have this here. You would have this. So these levels to break. So it looks like, about 51K to 52K level is the next target. And then we may get a rejection and consolidate back down. But this looks really bullish. I think monthly VWAP is still looking towards the positive. 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks really bullish with VWAP is crossing to the upside. So we may actually see in the next couple of days 51K as I like it. That's Bitcoin. Ethereum chart. We have a trigger wave buy, but we are in the negative money flow. So typically Ethereum is an early indicator of, what is coming to Bitcoin. So I suspect we're going to consolidate here a bit, perhaps pull back to 3,000, because we went from this green money flow to red. So probably a pullback is coming to Bitcoin as well. That's 4 hours. Let me see daily. Daily looks okay. Money flow is positive. So 4 hour was a little bit of conflict with daily. Let me see weekly. Yeah, weekly is indicating a smaller momentum wave, which indicates a pullback. So we may get a pullback after a week or two in crypto. Because this wave is about to turn, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see a consolidation here. This is weekly. So for a few weeks, we're going to be pulling back. And then this is what I expect to happen. I think this thing pulls back, comes back up, and we break out to the upside. And so we basically, here's what I'm thinking. So we do this W here, or somewhat of a W, and then break out of this, and then basically go back and reach the all-time high again. That's Ethereum. I did a video. If you guys check out the channel, I did a video on 5 coins to 1 million. If you were to invest 10K on each, I think within 12 months, I was kind of projecting. Obviously, you need to buy them at the pullback zones. I gave the buy zones on those videos. That's Terra Luna, Solana, VeChain, Cardano, and is that 4 or 5? I don't know, but so I am pretty bullish on the altcoins, especially if Bitcoin continues to rally, and it looks like we have a few more, maybe 1 or 2 more weeks before it pulls back.
Yeah, EO, that's a good plan. I think thanks for posting that. I should go back and watch that. I think we should do some kind of a challenge to $1 million. Maybe we should keep that updated every week. If there's any pullbacks or something to that effect, we should kind of track that and see a good zone to get in, and see how we can get that to $1 million. I know you are already long on some of those positions from lower prices. Would be interesting to get your perspective on when we get the pullback. I would love to get in. I guess the question is, like, what is the price and how do you dollar cost average those prices? Would be helpful, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, let me share with you guys. I mean, I did this detail on the other video, but so Terra Luna, I showed the buy zones in that video. I think $25 to $26 on a pullback.
Oh, you do have the price zones. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so take a look. I am waiting. Like, I will add on. I think Cardano. Yeah, it would be good if we get a pullback to $2.15 to $2.18, but I don't think we will. But that's a great buy zone. But I don't think that'll happen. If you want to be a little bit longer horizon with Cardano, in case it pulls back later on, probably $2.40 probably is a good buy, but it's an aggressive buy. You might still pull back to these levels, but there's no guarantee that it'll pull back. Cardano is one of those, if it may hit Ethereum's market cap because it's directly competing with Ethereum and more adoption, this thing can easily go to $12 in a year. So let me see. Oh, Solana, yeah, I said this. I'm very bullish on Solana, but it did a lot of the move already. I got into this thing, I think, at $15. We're at 51, right? We're actually at 70. What are we at? I can't remember. This thing already rallied big time. I think pull back to 51 is a good buy. Oh yeah, it's in the chart pattern. So, and you pull back to this zone. Look at this. This is overextended. I wouldn't buy it here. Wait for it to come back and revisit the $50 range. Okay, but this thing is going to $100. This Solana easily can be $100. It's one of the best smart contract financial ecosystems. It's the fastest. It's faster than Ethereum. This thing can really rally. Let's see. And Polygon, yeah, this is what I forgot. So Polygon is the one that hasn't rallied as much as the other ones. So I think if in the near term some profit taking happens in the other ones, people will move that money to Matic, and Matic would, in my view, could go back to its all-time highs. I think it's at 150. This thing easily near-term target $2, and once it breaks $2 like the other ones, this thing has a potential to. Let me see what I put here. Yeah, buy zone. This thing hasn't done like the other ones yet in terms of. Yeah, I would. It's a layer 2 solution for Ethereum, so it is. 135 to 140 buy zone. Buy up to price $2. So this is still within the zone. This I could probably take some profits on Solana and move into Matic. That's kind of like the thinking process. So we catch the moves. And then the last one is VeChain. VeChain has, I think, huge upside. Anytime it's below 0.12, it's a buy. It's a good buy zone. It's 0.1160 would be a good buy zone. Up to 0.12, I would buy this thing. Probably buy. It's 12 months or so. This thing will go back to. I mean, in the next couple of months, I think as long as Bitcoin doesn't peak, VeChain will probably go back to 0.24, like double 2x from here. And then again, if Bitcoin continues the super cycle and really rallies, then VeChain could be $1, and going from this to $1 is like amazing return, right? So that's the quick crypto update for you guys. I had details on the other video.
Thank you.
You can listen.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. I think this is pretty good to keep up with, and continue to follow what you're doing on crypto. That's amazing. Let's if you don't mind, if you could share that workflow link at some point, would be helpful.
Yeah, I don't know how you do this. I just took my notes here. Is it like a?
Yeah, you could share just the link as view access. If you go to.
I'll follow up with you offline.
Yeah.
On this video. But
you could do that. Yeah.
I just put it there, but I'm not really expert on workflow, so if you have to tell me how to do it, then I'll do it.
Thank you. No, that's great.
So again, thanks. I don't know what else. Any final thoughts, Karthik?
No. Can I ask you a couple of quick questions? I'm watching bonds and gold for this upcoming week. Can I get your perspective on the bonds and gold? That would be helpful. I'm not sure if I don't know if you trade them actively, but I do trade bonds and gold futures, pretty active in that space. I would like to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, let's do that. Did I share it? Okay.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right, so you want to look at ZB, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not familiar with the behavior of ZB that much, but I can do the chart reading. Weekly. Okay, so I typically start with the higher time frames. Weekly is kind of neutral. You have the VWAP bouncing off the zero line. It was looking like it was going to come down, but then looks like, and the money flow is negative. So like this is kind of conflicting signals on the weekly. So we may actually gyrate here. I suspect like between, this 166 to 162, you may get chop on the bond. On the weekly indicates that way. Let me see what daily says. Daily, it's money flow green, but smaller momentum wave. Daily kind of Oops. Want to do this. Daily kind of going like this. VWAP is kind of turning, but we're in a green money flow. Again, it probably chopped to the downside, but you have a squeeze. Let me see 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour indicates a pullback. Okay, so 4 hour indicates a pullback. VWAP negative. Money flow is going from negative to positive. Yeah, bonds look conflicting with shorter time frame, with the higher time frame. So I think it's going to chop in that range.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not clear, Karthik.
That's
so
fine.
It could be that because of the squeezes, market is waiting for the direction to happen. But 4 hour at least. Here's what I would do. If you do the trend line here, oops. Right there. All right, let me make this bigger. So you're at the trend line, and it's and you have this. So, all right. So at the 4 hour, let me see if this confirms on daily. Yeah, so you kind of have a rising wedge, right? So this is a bearish pattern.
Yeah.
This thing can break down. Yeah. I mean, at least on the 4 hour, it might.
Can you look at gold?
Yeah.
Gold as well, please.
Gold futures. I think I'm still bullish on gold, even though it looked like it's gonna pull back. Still daily. Get rid of some of this. Yeah, gold is following. I drew this right over here, right? At this trigger buy.
Yeah.
And this is my target, 1836. So far it's, it moved in the right direction, and you have a squeeze to the upside. Market cipher, let's see. As you can see, VWAP has turned. The momentum wave is about to give a smaller wave and a trigger sell signal. So it looks like if you are in a long position with me from this is where I would, I don't have a position on GC right now, but because I think I hit my target here because I had GLD. Right around here, GLD hit my target and it sold. But it looks like it's about to turn and get rejected at this down trend line. It's kind of, so I would watch for this trend line to break for a confirmation of this. Actually, if this breaks, the target is actually a lot bigger. This thing breaks. Oops. I'm just going to do a messy targeting effort, but let's do something like this. It's kind of like a W pattern. Yeah, it's 1860. Yeah, this top portion of this trend line. So let's say if it hits somewhere here, I guess it's my original target still. 1836 to 1850 is the target, but it looks like it's going to pull back before it goes up. So
thank you. That's helpful. I think with the Jackson Hole Symposium this week, I think folks need to focus on the price movement in gold and bonds and watch that pretty closely. I think could be a pretty interesting week coming up, I think.
So Karthik, tomorrow and Tuesday we should look at Amazon, Nvidia, AMD.
Yep.
I think those three. I'm already in Amazon, but I'd like to think about Nvidia and AMD, especially AMD. I might get in early because whatever we do between now and probably first week of September, and then after that we need to turn to cash for mid-September heartbreak, and then. But I don't know. I mean, the charts look really bullish, so we may get the blow up top.
Yeah, let's watch. Keep a close watch on the price action and see how the tape reacts to all the market moving events next week and coming up in September as well. And then we'll be here next week to talk more about the markets and see how we can make the fortune out of this market. So let's stick to our trading plan, guys.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Janak. Let's have a great, profitable week together.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.